So finally, I'm out on it. So I've clocked up about 160 miles now, I think. And I'll tell you all about it once I'm back on the bike. So hey folks, hope yous are all well. It's a bit cooler today than it's been. 17 degrees. I've got my mesh jacket on anyway, after my disastrous second ride out on this. The disastrous first ride out was pretty good actually. Covered about 100 miles. No sound. Lots of footage, no sound. And what had happened is I forgot to turn on my mini mic. So that was all my fault. The second ride on this, it was 23 degrees when I set out. I somehow put my black textile Rika jacket on, the camel one. Waterproof, liners in it, the lot. Although I did open the vents, I remember. I was about 20 miles from home. And I just felt terrible. I just started to feel horrible. I pulled over, took my helmet off, jacket off, sweating buckets. And I sat down on a block of concrete and I threw up everywhere. So I sat about for about 45 minutes and I cooled down a bit, thankfully, and I rode back home on the motorway of all places. And this is the first I've been out since. It was just a bit of dehydration, I think. I hadn't drank much that morning and I didn't have anywhere to put any luggage. Or sorry, I didn't have any luggage to carry, any water or anything. I'd strapped on a little tail bag, or a little tank bag it was, a little Oxford one I had for my Honda. And it fitted my drone and the controller for my drone. And that was it. I had to cable tie it onto the bike. And as I said, I didn't have any room for any water or any juice or anything. So I just went home, threw up as soon as I was home, then I slept for 6 hours, up during the night, threw up again, and then that was me all good again. So that was horrible. That was my worst riding experience ever. I mind Miller sent to me a few years back, he was away and he felt ill and he was running to the toilet from a tent and all this while he was camping on the bike, and it just sounded horrible. I seen a guy away with Richie Vida just back at the start of the summer in Morocco, and he was pulling over, throwing up. Not pleasant, not a pleasant time, neither it was. So all good today, a lot cooler. As I said, got my mesh jacket on. I've had plenty of fluids before I set off. Went for a pee as well before I set off. And I've got a can of cherry coke, my favourite, in a new bag that I just picked up yesterday. So I'll show you that when I stop. So typical, no cars on this road at all. I stopped for a little break and then I got stuck behind this thing. So I'll pick these up once I'm on my way up the mountain, at least, since that's where I'm going today. So far it's managing pretty well. People keep going on and saying it's the lightest in its class and all this, but it's actually a little bit heavier than the G310GS. 10 kilos or so. Currently mine's is the lightest it's ever been, as I'm running on fumes again. It's an old habit. And you know what they say about old habits? So I'm not up here for as long as I expected, actually. I've got stuff to do this afternoon, sadly. So I thought I'd come down semi-early and just get up here. So I'll pull over once I'm up here a bit further, and I'll talk a little about the bike, my initial first thoughts. But they're good first thoughts. Very rocky, very rocky. Keep forgetting I've not got my Dunlop Trail Max Raids on. But I will be putting them on this, if they do the size for it, that is. I've got a funny feeling it's the same tyre size as the G310GS. So if so, I'm hoping there's already a good selection of tyres out there from Dunlop and others. First thing I can mention, actually, before I stop, is the bars. And aren't they spectacular looking? Make sure I'm recording. I just hope you've got sound. And the gold bars are lovely, but I did have to adjust them, and this is the first bike I've ever done that on. Fairly straightforward. Four Allen bolts, cap screws, I think they're actually called. I just loosened them off slightly and moved them maybe forward about an inch, or rotated them forward about an inch, without them moving side to side in any way, while my neighbour was talking to me, distracting me. I didn't let it distract me, but didn't want to have wonky bars, you know. So they already feel a bit better. If I recall, the G310GS bars actually hit the tank when you turned the... Wow! Oh, bird of prey just popped out of nowhere there. Yeah, they used to hit the tank. The handlebars, when you pulled them right round each way, they hit the tank. Bad design flaw, I guess. Bar risers would have sorted that out, I suppose. But that's not something I've ever wanted or felt I needed on a bike. I'm 5 foot 7.5 inches, whatever that is in centimetres or metres, and I'm a 29 inch inside leg, Again, whatever that is in centimetres. That was a lovely little hop there it just done there. I just done. I'm a little confused. This isn't where I remember this taking me. Right, that looks a bit thinner over here. Right, I've got lost. I don't imagine this is very marshy. Since it's not actually rained. It's got to be over a month now. Let's see if I can get this side stand down. I'll do a little walk around while I'm in the mountains. I did actually nearly drop it there. So there we have it. Finally managed to get it parked where the side stand is not sinking. It's not rained for... I don't actually think it's rained since maybe the day I picked this up, where it was lashing of rain, sadly. So there's no tail rack on this bloody bike. Can you believe that? No luggage rack, no tail rack, whatever you want to call it. The G310GS came with a luggage rack as standard. A very good one at that. If you want one for this, it's £277 from BMW. That's including the bolts and brackets to fit the thing. As if you're not going to need them, you know. So, I've been shopping about. I bought this Javet tank tail bag just yesterday. I got that for Sports Bike Shop, but not cheap. Not cheap. I almost bought the SW Motec version, but there was pennies between them, to be honest. But I like this idea. I can strap that onto the back seat and it's got a quick release plate built onto it, and it just unclicks pretty much. So it's big enough to take a can of juice, my drone controller, a couple of microfibers, a pair of gloves at the minute because I've took them off, and it looks pretty good. But as I said, quite pricey. I'm not mentioning the price of it, but that's the model there. It's a Javet ST610 Sport T. So I feel as if it's just missing a wee bit at the back here. It's a bit too naked, like a naked bike as it goes. So it's an adventure naked until you get that little rack. I might still get one. I've been looking for aftermarket ones. Because it's a brand new model, there's very few parts available for it at the minute. So I'm looking for engine guards, and not that sump guard thing. I'm just leaving that plastic one on it that came with it. It's more than adequate for what I do. So I'm looking for engine guards. BMW want, well, it was £277 for the rear rack from BM. I think it was £210 or something for the lower engine guard, and at the minute they don't do an upper one. So I've been looking at SW Motec ones, coming in very pricey, but it sort of does away with the need for the upper one. It's a different shape from the standard one. There's another couple of brands out there, German brands, and they're again quite pricey. So I found a company called HEED, HEED, and they do them. They're based in Poland, I'm sure. But I found a company on YouTube in India, and I can get the engine guard, the lower engine guard, the upper engine guard, and a rear rack for it for, it's like under £200 for them 3 parts. If I'm wanting, oh, what's the brand? Beck and something. You're talking £450 for the 2 parts, for the front upper section and the lower section. I don't think there's anything else I'm wanting to buy for it. Tyres. It's got the Maxxis Max Explore, they are called. So far they're okay. As I said, I rode them in the rain my first ride. No bother. I actually had a couple of little hard brakes just to see what they were like, and perfectly fine. I was quite impressed. I hadn't heard of Maxxis tyres, to be honest. They are an Indian made tyre. Like, everything going on here is Indian. Italian, I'm sure. But these tyres, I noticed that there's a pretty new 1 Series BM that parks next to me at work, and it's got Maxxis tyres on it. I was watching a TV show called A Place in the Sun a few days back, and they were on a street scene, and you seen a guy on one of these semi-electric bikes with the big, huge, chunky tyres on them that are much smaller than these, to be fair. And what stood out at me? Maxxis on the sidewall of these. So I guess they've been going a wee while. That was 2021. That show was filmed, I remember noticing. So they've been on the go a while. But will this be the most sold BMW model in the whole of India, as its predecessor was? In India they sold more G310 GSs than any other BMW model anywhere else in the world. You go and you research this, it's the R1250, R1300, that's what they're selling. It's probably the R1200 before the 1250s take them out, to be fair. But everything so far I like about it, apart from ride quality when travelling at speed. It is very firm, like overly firm, and I only really noticed this on the motorway, if I'm honest. I'm not a fan of motorway riding in any way, in any shape or form, but I figured I'll stick this on the motorway, and there was a good section where it was all about the filtering. So that's possibly the best part about motorways. So I managed to test it for its filtering skills, and it's as slippery as butter. Squeezing through lorries, in between cars and lorries, not a problem. It was pretty amazing, I thought, actually. So it's got the headlight, formerly known as Twitter, the X. It's not the same headlight that's on the big brother, the R1300GS and GSA. Similar style to it, but it's not the same. You wouldn't expect the same on something of this price compared to something 3 times the price, you know. So, do I think this will be a popular bike in the UK? Probably not, if I'm honest. People complain about the price of it, but that's something I'll talk about in a later video. To me, it's a bargain. It's a real bargain of a bike. So, look into getting yourself one, or get your asses out on one and try one. It's fun. I'm glad I didn't have any interest in the easy ride clutch option. It's just not for me. It's just not what I wanted. When you do your CBT to ride a 125 in the UK here, they give you the option to ride an auto moped or a geared bike, and I opted for a Sinus Terrain 125 geared bike, micro adventure bike I'll call it. Panniers and top box and all, and I was about £1,100 or £1,200 I'm sure to get my big bike test, get my big bike licence. Why would I want an automatic motorbike? And with the quick shifter, which I will add is very smooth in my opinion. The one in my F450GS is a little clunky. It is older. It's got more power to deal with. Everything's a bit more meaty on it. But build wise, this feels an expensive bike. It looks an expensive bike. And it's a really awesome value for money bike, in my opinion. Peace out, folks. Take it easy. Cheers for watching. Adios.